currently on a boat heading to the southern part of the beautiful island of Sri Lanka off the southeast coast of India. More than 20 million people call this island nation home. For many years, Sri Lanka's been overshadowed by its much larger neighbor, India. But visitors are discovering that Sri Lanka has its own rich history, stunning coastline, and for anyone as captivated with animals as me, this is paradise. Sri Lanka has 2 rainy seasons. That forms a perfect environment for animals, including almost 100 different species of snakes. 30,000 people are bitten by snakes every year in Sri Lanka. That's more per capita than any other country on the planet. If you were to ask someone to name a venomous snake, this might be at the top of their list. The instantly recognizable Indian cobra. Fast, deadly. It can attack on the move, wielding front-loaded hollow fangs. Yet in Sri Lanka, it's against Buddhist practice to kill a cobra, something I want to learn more about. With so much mystery coiled around this iconic snake, it may not be easy uncovering the true Indian cobra. Let's get moving. I'm starting my journey in the city of Galle, Sri Lanka's main port for over 200 years. Today, it's a great place to enjoy the beach and soak in Sri Lanka's rich culture. Before I head off to find the Indian cobra, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Love that. Nice. As you can see, this is a marketplace, there's fruit on sale. In fact, I am a little peckish. That place looks pretty good. This is a very traditional Sri Lankan restaurant that serves a dish called kotu. Hey, can I get one kotu? No meat, but maybe egg. Okay, thank you. Just one. Here's another interesting thing that you'll find in Sri Lanka. They do it in India as well, something you have to get used to. Yes is this, which kind of looks a little bit like no, and sometimes no can be this, which looks a little bit like yes. So you have to kind of be careful of that, because it can be confusing initially. Kotu is made with vegetables, some sort of protein, and Sri Lankan roti bread, all chopped up and spiced. All right. Yummy. None for you, Frank. Before I head out, I had to check out one more thing. Sri Lanka is one of the most important nesting grounds for sea turtles on Earth. Feel the rain in the air. It's coming. All along the coastline, volunteers from turtle hatcheries guard eggs buried in the sand until they hatch. The only guy on the beach is this guy in the yellow shirt, so fingers crossed this is our man. Waves are picking up as well. Oh, look, look. Look, they're already on the beach. Hi. Look at this. Wow. How many?
I think 20.
20. Can I pick one up? Yeah. Is that okay? Look at this little guy. This is a little baby green sea turtle. Every 1 to 4 years, female green turtles lay up to 200 eggs, but they'd be lucky to have one baby turtle reach adulthood. You can see here, look, this little head just peeking out here. And his brothers and sisters are all heading towards the ocean. They'll never head in the wrong direction. They'll all head towards the ocean as fast as they can. Look at this little guy. Come on, dude. How long do they stay in the ground?
49 days.
Oh, 49 days. If there were no humans here kind of babysitting these little turtles, you could guarantee you would be getting things like lizards, birds of prey, ravens coming down, plucking up these guys and eating him. A single hatchery helps release over 30,000 baby turtles every year. I'll pick this little guy up. Let's take him to the water's edge. Watch your feet, watch your feet. You can see one of his brothers is a little bit ahead of him. I'll give this little guy a helping hand as well. We're talking about one of the cutest reptiles in the world, baby sea turtles. There you go, dudes. Sea turtles will live out in the open ocean, dining on crustaceans and seaweed. A fully grown one can weigh over 400 pounds and grow up to 5 feet long. These little guys have a long way to go. If they reach adulthood, these sea turtles will come back to this exact same place to lay their eggs. quickly the weather changes in this part of the world. It's absolutely glorious sunshine now, and I'm taking advantage of this walk on this lovely little part of the coastline. And as you can see over here, there's some quite strange fishing going on. This is actually traditional Sri Lankan fishing. It's called stilt fishing. It's only done on this stretch of beach here. Let me ask these guys what's going on. Hi. Hi. Do you speak English? A little. Are these guys fishing? They're stilt fishing?
Yeah, yeah.
Can I look? This is your fishing pole. Oh, with your little hook? Yeah. Can I try it? Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah,
Okay, my friend.
okay. Okay.
Now, is it easy?
Easy.
Yeah. Famous last words. Stilt fishing began after the Second World War, when food supplies were scarce and good fishing spots on the shore were all taken. The wooden stilt is called a petter. I wouldn't describe it as comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Take that. And I think watching these guys, what they seem to do is just watch the water and kind of move the hook up and down to see if they can excite the fish. It takes a lot of stamina and concentration. After a short while, I'm ready to throw in the towel. It combines a few things that I'm really not that into. Fishing, no shade whatsoever, and an extreme amount of pressure on your testicles. That was the best part of it. But no time to swim now. I have to hit the road. Starting from the southern tip of Sri Lanka, I'll be travelling north to meet cobra expert Vimu Wuratunga at the ancient palace of Sigiriya Rock. On the way, I'm going to stop at the Galle Nature Reserve to see if I can spot a cobra on my own. Nature reserves in Sri Lanka have a very long history. In fact, the first Buddhist king established a nature reserve here in Sri Lanka 300 years BC. All right, let's go have a look around. A cobra could be anywhere. Keeping a pretty close eye on the forest floor, you definitely need to keep an eye out for where you're putting your feet. Look, Frank. Look at this crazy-looking thing. If we just stay still, it might come towards us. This is a little Indian porcupine. A very bizarre little creature. Don't go down that hill. You come this way. And as you can see, pretty brave, pretty bold little creature, because not that many animals in the forest will mess with this thing with these type of spikes. And if they did, they'd remember that mistake quite a long while in the future. The quills are actually coarse hairs that evolved over time into pointy spikes. They can grow up to 14 inches long. One of the myths about porcupines is that they can fire these quills, but that's not true at all. What they can do is back up into you when they feel threatened. And that little noise he's making right now, that little tap, 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 that's a little threat display. Just to tell me that he's not super comfortable. He's having a nice little bite of my snake stick right now. Yeah, you can bite that. Pretty sharp teeth on this guy. Indian porcupines gnaw down on roots and bark, and those teeth continue to grow their entire life. Very cool little Indian porcupine. He's heading this way, I'm heading that way. At the edge of the jungle, I discover a reservoir once used to supply water to the city of Galle. But I was told a little secret about this area. Underneath this reservoir are the tunnels, which are now disused and are supposedly filled with bats. Very cool. Okay, I can't pass this up. Put my little light on. Now, unfortunately, you need to wear these masks because bat guano, bat droppings, can be really quite toxic. They form a dust, get into your lungs, and can give you an illness that can ultimately kill you. So, you have to put this on. right. Oh, it stinks down here. Not only can you hear them now, you can also see these bats, and these are horseshoe bats, kind of a medium-sized nocturnal bat. They're expert flyers, much better flyers than the vast majority of birds out there. There are many species of horseshoe bats living in Asia, Africa, and even southern Europe. Bats are very famous for using echolocation to catch their prey. And how that works is that the bat will send out a very high-pitched squeak, and that will hit their prey and then come back towards the bat, send a little signal to their brain as to where the animal is. Scientists think their horseshoe-shaped nose increases their ability to radiate sound waves. These bats can eat an incredible amount of insects every single night. It's an extremely important animal to try and control the population of insects in this area. As you can see, the vast majority are heading out for the night to try and catch some food. Horseshoe bat, pretty cool, right? Unlike bats, I can't see in the dark, so I'm calling it a day. Day 2 in Sri Lanka, and I'm on my way to meet a cobra expert. Currently headed from the south part of the island, a little further north into the central part of Sri Lanka. It's been a spectacular drive. Sri Lanka has 3 major ecosystems in just 25,000 square miles. I can feel the temperatures getting cooler the further north I go. And those cooler temperatures are perfect for them to grow their biggest export, which is tea. In fact, 1/5 of the world's tea comes from the beautiful island of Sri Lanka. The other thing associated with tea plantations are snake bites. 85% of the venomous snake bites that occur in Sri Lanka happen in farmers' fields or in tea plantations, such as the one I'm just about to arrive in. The British brought tea to Sri Lanka from China, and until 1948, Sri Lanka was the British colony of Ceylon, from the tea of the same name. You can see this is obviously the start of the working section of the plantation, and these lovely ladies here are doing the day's work. So this is tea. Quite bitter to the taste. The workers harvest the pale green leaves, and I couldn't call myself a proper Englishman if I didn't have a spot of tea. Tea grows at different elevations. Oh, yes, that's good. And those different elevations will give you different colors. In fact, this is a better way to show you. If you look at that different color of the tea there, Frank, a little bit darker, a little bit more flavor, a little bit tastier. And I would say, oh, that's lovely. This one's my favorite, I think. Lowland tea. Probably the most expensive tea. I have a very, very fine palate. Just like Queen Victoria. So if you'll excuse me for a little bit, I'd like some privacy, Frank. Oh, that's lovely. Watch your step here. There are some steps. It's relatively steep here, but one of the first things that I'm struck by is just how perfect an environment this is for snakes to live in, sheltered from the sun, and they can sit in wait for animals like mice or rats. What surprises me, the workers can't see underneath the tea plants where snakes could be hiding, and they're all wearing flip-flops. If there were a cobra in here, or any kind of venomous snake, there's no chance you would see it. It's a very dangerous place to work. Indian cobras are active during the day and night, and they have no problem hiding in homes and sheds. Another reason why there are so many snake bites in Sri Lanka. Look at this right here, Frank. This is perfect. This little outhouse here, all made of corrugated iron. In these temperatures, this hut will act like a little heat lamp, sucking in all that energy from the sun. It's a perfect place to find animals. Let me just feel this. Frank, wait. Here, actually go this way. There's a snake on the move in here. Okay, stay there, Frank, because this thing is no joke. I'm just gonna try and... Okay, we're moving out. Because this is an extremely dangerous snake. It's all right, little snake. See how fast these guys strike? Very venomous snake. There's a little bit of shade behind you, Frank, and that's where we're headed. I'm gonna put this guy down. This is the Russell's viper, and when they get close enough to you, they will not hesitate to strike. The Russell's viper is known for trying to administer as much venom as possible with each bite. Nice pose on that snake there. Absolutely gorgeous. Look how alert this snake is. Check out my trousers. I have not peed myself. Let me just confirm that. I have not peed myself. This is sweat. I love snakes, and they're incredible little creatures, but whew, they definitely get you going. And with that in mind, what I might do is put this guy in my bag and take him somewhere else. There you go, little snake. And now, just to be a little bit more extra careful, I'm gonna pick this guy up with my snake stick and take him out of here. To protect the workers, I'll release him far away from the tea plantation. Currently heading to a city called Kandy, which happens to be one of the most significant cities in terms of the Buddhist religion. And that's cool because I like Kandy. The city of Kandy in Sri Lanka was the final capital of the Sinhalese kingdom before the British colonized in 1815. One of the surviving structures from that time is the Temple of the Tooth. Built over 300 years ago, it is one of the most sacred Buddhist sites in the world for one reason. It houses the left canine of the Buddha. Unfortunately, I won't get a chance to see that tooth. It's only brought out every 5 years, but I will get a chance to have a look inside. So let's go check it out. No shoes, Frank, no shoes. There was an extraordinary man that lived called the Buddha who had an absolutely spellbinding life. And the remains of his tooth is in this little inner sanctum there. According to legend, when the Buddha died and was cremated in 543 BC, one of his disciples retrieved his left canine. I'm gonna get as close as I can to it. After being held by the country's royalty for many centuries, the tooth was passed on to Buddhist monks to protect it from foreign invaders. It was placed in a bell-shaped container, and this temple was built in its honor. I tell you what, Buddhist art is some of the most beautiful in the world. It does fill you with a real feeling of tranquility, and you're around something more powerful than yourself. Oh, it's market. Thank you. People in Sri Lanka are so friendly. I'm actually going to head into the market right now. Maybe pick up a few supplies for some of the drives that I'm going to take. Maybe we can find some cinnamon for a curry, Frank. Sri Lankan people make the best cinnamon. Right? Do you have some cinnamon here?
We have best cinnamon and sweet cinnamon.
Can I try some?
Cinnamon, yes.
So they have different types. Sweet cinnamon was only grown in Sri Lanka until the late 1700s.
This,
Oh, it is sweet.
This you can use for the tea, for the milk rice. Otherwise, we have another one, very hot. That is like a spicy.
Can I try that? Whoa, strong, man, like a bull.
Okay, try a little of this.
In England, we have this. We don't have the sweet version. Nice. Good spice for curry. What else? What else?
You must take one cinnamon.
Yeah. OK, we'll take a cinnamon.
And the strong one you take different, huh? This you can make the curry.
Deal.
This is masala.
Oh, man, smell-o-vision. That.
Chicken and beef.
Oh, that's amazing. That's fantastic. That's like a real strong curry scent.
Fish.
So let's get one of those and,
Vegetable for the
yeah,
dal.
let's do the vegetable. OK, so what do we got? 4? How much for 4? Now we negotiate. I'm a terrible negotiator. 1,000.
1,200.
1,200. I'll give you 1,500 and no less.
Okay.
Fine. See? I'm not the best negotiator. Frank, you might have to bail me out here. I'm a little shy. You got anything?
There you go.
Ah, cheers,
Big
Frank.
dog.
Yeah, he's the big dog around here. There you go.
Yeah.
Most of the fruits I recognise. I always like to try new fruit.
Belly fruits.
What is that?
Belly.
Belly fruit.
Sling.
Slim.
Slim.
These locals believe this belly fruit can help you lose weight. So you eat this, it makes you thinner.
Inside.
You should
gold
probably
color.
have 4 or 5, Frank. I'll skip it. I'll skip them. Is it tasty?
Yes. It's good. Nice. Awesome.
Feels slimmer already. It's very sticky.
Yeah.
it's sticky, that's right.
Look at this.
Sticky, yes.
It's like a glue. There you go, Fatty. Thank you. How much for this?
Okay, it's okay.
Really? Are you sure? You guys are very, very nice. Number 40 fruit stall in Candy Market is certainly the best and friendliest and freest fruit stall I've ever been to. Thank you, gentlemen. Not only did I get free fruit and great spices, but a vendor told me about a wildlife reserve just a short drive up a mountain road. With a little luck, I might catch my first glimpse of a cobra. Or maybe not. Look at this, it's crazy. This doesn't look like this traffic's going anywhere for a second. So it looks like we might actually be a little stuck on this hill at the moment. Just been taking this Indiana Jones ride at the moment through these winding, snaking hills. Look, there's a few monkeys here. Macaques. These macaques live in a Buddhist country where not only are they entertained, but they're also every so often fed from people's gardens. So as you can see, completely bold little creatures. It's okay, little dudes. I can get pretty close to these guys. Hey, little macaques. It's all right. I'm gonna move nice and slow. Hi, nice and slow. Look at these little 3 guys. See no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil. These cheeky monkeys are took macaques, and they live only in Sri Lanka. But there are over 20 different subspecies. Aside from humans, macaques are the most widespread primate in the world. Macaques can be distinguished in terms of different subspecies by their haircuts. These guys right now I like to refer to as the Beatles of the macaques. Pretty funky Fab 4 haircuts. You'll see them grab bananas every so often and scoop it up into a little Danny Zuko, Elvis Presley. Troops of took macaques can number between 20 and 40, and there's a strict social hierarchy. Grooming is a huge thing. It's a way that they socially bond with each other. It's also a way, obviously, that they limit ticks and mites and fleas and things like that. My guess is we're probably going to be here for the best part of an hour or so, and it might make sense for me to just take a walk up this hill and head into the Udakalawela Nature Reserve without a vehicle anymore. I'll park my car, pick it up on the way back. So it's officially a walk-off. It's a walk-off. The Udawata Galle Reserve originally became a protected royal forest in the 15th century. I'm bound to find some cool wildlife here. And besides, Frank could use some exercise. Oh, Frank, big lizard! Frank, come on down. Big lizard. It's on the road, just up here. Hey, big lizard, hey. This is a big adult water monitor. Very strong lizard. And in a lot of parts of the world, really quite aggressive in this situation. But any lizard this size needs to be approached with caution. Hear that hiss? Is obviously a very distinctive sign in the reptile world to say, leave me alone. I'm not stressing this lizard out at all by holding onto its tail. All this guy is doing is just kind of looking a little curious as to why I'm getting hold of its tail and wants to get back into the water. They're excellent swimmers and use the raised fin on their tail to steer through the water. This is the animal that's probably the closest related to a living dragon. You can see those big claws. If it got hold of you, could easily break your skin, and a very, very long, forked tongue, sensory tongue, similar to a snake's tongue. It's giving it a lot of information about what's happening in its world. Right behind the back of its eyes here, these big holes, those are its ears. Great eyesight, great sense of smell, and razor-sharp teeth that easily tear through flesh. In fact, I was bitten by one in Thailand, got about 25 to 30 stitches in my forearm. They have a very, very strong bite. But they usually swallow their prey whole. They enjoy eating carrion, birds, and bird eggs. These guys will eat snakes. In fact, they will eat the snake that I've come all this distance to see, the Indian cobra. What I'm gonna do right now, since it's so relaxed, is just let this guy go and see if it wants to head out into the water. Just be careful, Frank, because as I let this guy go, he may explode with a little bit of action. There you go. Down into the water. Water monitor. Wicked. Man, it's hot in this jungle. I'm keeping my eyes open for places cobras like to hide, like rock piles, termite mounds, even fallen logs. These logs are obviously perfect for animals like termites or ants to live in, and that brings with it animals that eat termites. Oh, look, see those little claws? Look, right there, Frank. There's a scorpion right here. Look at that. Sleeping scorpion, no less. You want to come up on this stick, darling? See that sting immediately out. Big scorpion. In fact, this is called the giant scorpion. Reaching 8 inches, it's the largest scorpion in this part of the world. Scorpions are all about body language. When a scorpion gets nervous, that sting will come up, and this scorpion at the moment is telling me that it's not that stoked about hanging out with me. It's a little bit of venom leaking out of its sting. That means it's a little irritated. Not a good idea to pick up a scorpion with your bare hand at that point. Its venom won't kill a human, but it's deadly to small prey. These guys at this size would be taking things like grasshoppers, crickets, maybe if they get lucky, the odd small lizard. When it's interacting with an animal that it feels like it needs to sting, it will kind of perform a handstand, so that sting will come all the way up, its body will reach all the way up, and that'll come right up over its head like that. Inject a little bit of venom, and an animal smaller than a scorpion will die from that sting. Very strong, muscular animal as well. In fact, if I introduce this stick to that scorpion, it does have the ability to hold on to it. That stick is much heavier than that scorpion. So you can imagine if an animal comes along that's bigger than this scorpion, it can grab hold of it, and at that point, it's all over. And with that in mind, I'll put this beautiful little creature back. Here you go, little scorpion. Here you go. No cobra, but hopefully that traffic jam is cleared and I can finally hit the road. From Udawata Galle, I'm heading north to Sigiriya Rock, where I'm meeting a cobra expert. Oh, snake. But I've hit another roadblock. Look, Frank, look, on the road, see? See that? Let's have a look. Just basking in the sun here. Be careful, because this guy's probably gonna want to have a go at you. It's not a cobra, but it is the biggest snake in Sri Lanka. Sri Lankan rock python. At the moment, a little perturbed. Sri Lankans would consider it bad karma to run over a snake, and so would I. What I want to do is try and get this guy to make a move off the road. Have him head that way instead, because if he's up here, he's not going to be able to climb that hill. Come on, buddy. Working me, this snake. Got a nice grip on this rock. There we go. It's okay, it's all right. Lots of sets of teeth. Non-venomous, but a pretty nasty bite. They constrict their prey, cutting off blood flow to the heart and brain, which leads to death. Okay, watch out, because he's coming straight now. And what I'm going to do is just introduce him to the other side of the hill. Watch out. Hang. Come on, buddy. There you go. There you go. Come on. Go this way. No. Come on, go this way. Go this way. Can't come this way. There you go. There you go. Now, this is a good place for this guy to go, and he's going to go fast. Straight down that hill. And that is the reserve down there. Huge big snake like that, watch it disappear. A little bit of a cantankerous, but hopefully now safer, Sri Lankan rock python. Sweet, let's get going. These rural roads have been amazing for wildlife encounters, but they're not so easy on my car. It's a little bumpy on this road, as you can hear from this car going a little crazy. An impressive 15% of the land here is dedicated to national parks and wildlife. But Sri Lanka is also one of the most densely populated countries in the world. That means farmers are often in close contact with wildlife, especially elephants. As I'm driving on these rural roads, I'm seeing these large towers here and there, and I think those are actually elephant towers. Asian elephants roam freely here, right into farmers' fields, where they destroy crops. So farmers have to keep a watch in towers like this. Maybe I can climb one, catch a glimpse of an Asian elephant. Most people in Sri Lanka speak excellent English, so maybe we'll get lucky. Oh, hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. How are you? My name is Dominic.
I am Tilak.
Tilak?
Tilak.
Are you a farmer? Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you speak English?
No English.
No English.
Come.
Is this for elephants?
Yeah.
Yeah? Amigo? Yeah? It's for elephant, yeah. Woo! Yeah? Is that okay? I can go up?
Okay, go.
No problem?
No problem.
Okay.
Come.
Thank you, Tilak. I'm a little... not a great climber. Is it okay if he goes first? It's good. Him as well. Yeah? All right, Frank, you go up and I'll follow you, because you test those rungs. If you can handle them, 2 or 3 of us will be all right. Thank you, Tilak.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Thanks. Let's try this out. Well, not a huge amount of space up here, but you don't really need that much when it's just one person. Obviously, in Sri Lanka, they have great respect for their animals, so what they try and do with a problem elephant is just light a firecracker, throw it over towards them in the hope that it will spook the elephant and head it off in the other direction. The last thing that they want to do is kill the elephant, but that does happen every so often. And a lot of times, they will spend from dusk until dawn up here, which is the reason why there's this little makeshift bed here. I don't intend on staying that long, but I will sit here for a little bit until one of my amazing buttocks go to sleep. So, this probably isn't the most entertaining job that the farmers do. If it was me, I'd come up here with a lady friend. You know what I mean, Frank? Oh, look, there's an elephant right there. Look at the size of that creature. Elephants are the largest land animal in the world, but it's the African elephant that can make that claim. Asian elephants are slightly smaller and can be easily domesticated. Before vehicles made it to places like India and Sri Lanka, elephants were used as vehicles to move heavy equipment around. They're strong, incredibly smart, and an elephant can probably pick a needle out of a haystack. That's how good it is with its trunk. With the size of that creature coming into farmland, ripping up crops, eating a lot of the things that the farmers grow. So unfortunately, those elephants will get shot. About 120 elephants are killed by humans every year in Sri Lanka. Those stats could be higher if it weren't for these watchtowers. Beautiful looking animal. Unfortunately, it looks like it's heading back into that slightly thicker brush now. So no need for me to tell the farmer that he's got a rogue elephant on his hands. And look, one of the largest creatures in the world disappeared now. I should get on with my day. Come on, Frank. After 3 days of travel, a lot of bumpy roads, and some outstanding animal encounters, I've finally arrived at my destination. This is Sigiriya Rock, which translates as the Lion's Rock, and I'm about 650 feet up above the ground. Sigiriya Rock is an ancient abandoned city complex that once housed Sri Lankan royalty. Absolutely beautiful, arguably the most beautiful view in all of Sri Lanka. It was built on the top of this massive granite monolith, all that remains of a long extinct volcano. The original entrance was once through the mouth of a giant lion statue. All that remains of the lion are these enormous brick paws. Extraordinary. I'm gonna head down to meet my guide, and hopefully he is gonna be the person that's gonna put me in front of an Indian cobra. Hopefully going down these 1,200 steps is easier than going up. Hi, are you
How's it
Vimu?
going?
You must be Vimu.
Yes, Tom.
Vimu.
Good to see you.
Vimu Wuratunga is a conservationist and knows exactly where to find cobras in this part of Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, the cobra is kind of revered a little bit, respected.
Very well respected. Very respected.
Why do you think that is?
Oh, that because of the Buddhist connection.
Vimu tells me that after the Buddha's enlightenment, he meditated under a tree.
There was a heavy rain, continuous rain for 7 days. And then the cobra came and put his hood above the Buddha to protect from the rain.
Wow.
So that story is embedded to the Buddhist culture. And also, because of that respect, people don't like to kill cobras here.
If there's ever a cobra encounter, people call experts like Vimu to remove the snake. In fact, he's taken me to a nearby village where a troublesome cobra was spotted. He immediately sees places where a cobra could hide.
This is ideal because vegetation keep the area cool, nice and cool. Look at this. Look at these places. See, these are ideal.
Oh, there's holes all over
So
the
many
place.
different holes. Yeah, there's nothing
That
here.
one's a little shallow.
Yeah, it's very difficult to find a cobra.
Yeah,
although
yeah.
this is a cobra country. Look at that.
Nice and cool, shaded, protected. No, there's nothing in there.
Yeah, there's nothing in there. These are fantastic
you can take my
places
stick.
for cobras to hide, you know. So
All right.
and they like these kind of places because it's nice and cool.
No cobras in there. You'd see them very easily if they were in there. Watch your step.
And this is also a termite mound and right by the well. So it's nice and cool here.
We move closer to the farm where the cobra was last seen. I can hear the odd chicken as well every so often. Another prime snake food. Hey, Vimu.
Yeah.
You see right here? I think there's a snake right here.
I can't see anything.
See where I'm standing?
Yeah.
Directly underneath. It's probably a little closer to me. It could be a rat snake. Hang on.
Just
It's moving.
check it. Check
See it moving?
Yeah, I can see something is moving.
It's coming up to the top. Coming
It's
towards
coming
me.
towards you?
Yeah, it's coming towards me. I see it. I see it.
Okay.
I've got a hook around him. No, here we go.
John, I grabbed the tail.
No, I got him. Let him go. Okay, now who's got who? Slowly. Careful. Here we go. Watch out, because once he comes into the open, the snake's gonna Do a fair amount of exploding it. Nope, can't go in there. Nope. I know. You're okay. This is the iconic Indian cobra. One of the most instantly recognizable creatures on the planet. They're also called the spectacled cobra, and that's because of this little pair of eyes on the back of their head.
Vimu tells me that after the cobra spread its hood over Buddha for shelter, the Buddha showed gratitude by touching it with his 2 fingers, marking it with these spots for protection.
And if you think about animals that are coming up, maybe creeping up towards them, they might think again if they see 2 eyes looking right at them. No peripheral vision on this snake. You can see I can just tap, watch out, Frank, the back of its head. Cobras are very much known for a huge amount of posturing. The hood, which is one of the biggest hoods in the snake kingdom, is utilized by expanding out its rib cage to make it look bigger, a little bit more imposing. You're okay, big snake. Ooh, that takes a huge amount of body strength to do that.
Cobras can stand as tall as 1/3 of their body length.
They live about 25 to 30 years. And these guys can reach lengths of around about 5 feet.
Watch out, Frank. Their venom is a powerful neurotoxin.
It takes a lot of energy for them to refill those venom glands, and they only really use it to kill their prey. They don't want to use it to defend themselves. When it gets into a situation like this with humans, it associates that with a certain amount of stress.
Because of this encounter, there's a good chance the cobra will never come back to this farm.
The extremely confident and incredibly beautiful Indian cobra. All right, let's get this guy moving because he's not super stoked about me playing with him anymore.
So that was the gorgeous island of Sri Lanka. Some fascinating animals and some pretty amazing landscapes as well. I also managed to find one of the most iconic snakes on the planet, the stunningly curious Indian cobra. Whew, it's hot. Spot of tea, Frank?